All right, on this video, we're going to start with number 7, and this is going to be pretty straightforward if you can figure it out because it's going to be a multiple choice question just like this one. So it says to write a compound inequality for the problem and select the best answer. You need at least $40 to buy some notebooks, but your parents don't want to give you more than $50. So you need this much, okay? And your parents don't want to give you more than 50. So you need this much. Parents don't want to give you more than 50. So basically, you've got to have somewhere between $40 and $50 for this to work. So this is an in-between question. So this is definitely an and. So you are going to have this much. Now, here's the tricky part. So it's not going to be one of these ors. The tricky part with this problem is this one with equals or without equals? So you need, at the very least, $40. That does include, you can have $40. Your parents won't give you more than 50. So there we go. It's somewhere, oops, sorry. So then I circled the wrong one. Sorry, it's actually B there. All right, now we're getting into lesson 3.4. So solve each absolute value. So hopefully by now you know that absolute value equations always have two solutions. So we're looking for that positive and negative direction on the number line. This one, always start by deciding, is there anything we need to move away from the absolute value? There is not here, so we are ready to split this apart. 5v equals 15 in the positive direction, or 5v equals negative 15. So 15 in the negative direction on the number line. Divide both sides by 5. You could probably even do this part in your head at this point. This is 3. If I divide both sides by 5 here, I get negative 3. So that's my solution. You can write this as a solution set. So negative 3 and 3 would be my solution. For number 9, some of the same. Take a look at it. There's nothing outside the absolute value, so we can go ahead and do our break apart. I've got v minus 12 equals 8, so that positive direction to the right, or v minus 12 is going to equal negative 8, going that negative direction. If I add 12 to both sides here, and 12, once again, this might be something you can do in your head without writing it out. So I get v equals 20. Here I add 12, add 12. These cancel here, or 12s cancel here, and it looks like I get 4. So solution set is 4, 20. For example, 10, my absolute value is right here. This time I can see that I do have something outside that absolute value, that minus 18. I will need to add 18 to both sides before I can split apart my absolute value. That will leave me with the absolute value of x plus 10 is going to equal 11 this time. Now I'm ready to split this apart into its two possibilities. X plus 10 equals 11, or the negative direction, x plus 2, 10 equals negative 11. Subtract 10 here. Once again, some of you might be ready to start doing these in your head. So x equals 1, and on this side, subtract the 10, and x equals negative 21. So my solution set is negative 21, 1. For number 11, once again, here's my absolute value. And I can see I've got something extra right here. So it's being divided by negative 3. To fix this problem, I'm going to multiply both sides by -3. They'll cancel here. I'm left with the absolute value of x plus 4 equals -24. Now this is a problem right here. Absolute value equations can never equal a negative number. So even though we didn't start with a negative, when I simplified it, the absolute value on its own, so it ended up being a negative. So this one actually has no solution. This can never happen. There's no number I could substitute that would end up being negative. All right, we're already down to the last one here. So the absolute value of r plus 5 is less than or equal to 4. So just a quick review. That absolute value inequalities always become compound inequalities, and they will either become an and or an or based on what inequality symbol they started with. So for example, this one right here has a less than. So that means that this is going to end up being an and absolute value inequality. So let's take a look at what that is what's going to happen here. We're going to end up with r plus 5 is less than or equal to 4, and r plus 5 is greater than or equal to -4. And then I solve each one of these by subtracting 5. R is less than or equal to -1, and subtract 5 over here. I get R is greater than or equal to -9. If you had to write this by hand, just a reminder that writing it in this condensed form is optional. It only applies to ands, but you do need to be able to recognize it if it were a multiple choice option. And finally, we've made it to number 13, and there's nothing outside my absolute value. So you can see right here, there's nothing on that side, so we don't have to do a first step. We're ready to split this apart. X divided by 4, and I did forget to decide, but we can decide right now. Is this going to be an and or an or? Well, it's greater than, so if we go look at this rule again, the greater than means it's going to be an or. So, or x divided by 4, and remember you've got to reverse that inequality, so less than, always reverse the inequality for the negative possibility. Final step here is to multiply both sides by 4 because I'm dividing by 4. X is greater than 2, or over here multiply by 4. X is less than, and I just realized, and you probably did too, you're probably going, she made a mistake. Where'd that 2 come from? I did mean to make this an 8 over here. So at 8, I'm going to have an open circle. At x is less than -8, also another open circle. So for shading, since it's an or, it's shaded on the outside, but we can see that's true. Okay, we can see that that is definitely true. This is x is less than -8 right here. And then we're going to shade above the 8 here on the outside, and that's definitely true because x is greater than 8.